Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a different video. In case you can't tell, I look a little bit different than I normally do. So I'm sure you guys have heard about the recent events in Orlando. If you didn't know, I'm from Orlando. And so I wanted to kind of do a different video. So I never really did the strip down challenge because I didn't really have anything to talk about, and it was kind of just like I was never tagged and I didn't really care. But like today I really want to come on here and kind of address a couple things. And there's nothing that I can really say that hasn't been said or that hasn't been thought. I had to go to work this week the day after that the shooting happened, and I was sick. I was physically ill. Physically ill with being upset for the fact that this even happened, or that there are people out there who are having to mourn somebody for no reason at all except for that somebody took their life senselessly. So for me, I was literally at work and I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it through the shifts. Like, I don't know how I'm gonna, like, it was just, and I'm not making it about me at all, but I'm just saying that I was so upset, and I think I'm still so upset, and I think about it, and first of all, something has to change with that. But I'm not talking about, like, I don't want to get into gun control. I don't want to get into a debate here. But the thing I really wanted to address was recently I've been getting a couple comments of people, and I've seen comments and I've seen people talking about how disingenuous it is to wear makeup and like to be real. So I'm on here, I'm being real with you guys. I'm putting my heart out on my sleeve right here. You can see my skin. I can turn my lights down. I can zoom in. You guys can see the fact that I am not perfect all the time. Like, I don't claim to be perfect all the time, and I think most people who watch my channel know that I'm not perfect all the time. I wanted to pay tribute to those people, but also to tell you guys that, like, we need to be more transparent with who we are in just a setting of reality. Like, thinking about these events that have happened, it was so upsetting, but it was also just that, first of all, I'm being the most rambly person in the world. It's so hard for people to be transparent, whether that be physically, with like how they look or how they feel or their emotions, but especially on an emotional level, it's very hard for people to be open. And so there are people in this world who came out and they were just living their lives, and their lives were taken for no other reason than that. And I think it's so hard to understand. So I just wanted to come on here and be genuine with you guys and be honest with you guys that, like, I've been dealing with a lot of stuff just in my personal life and in my real life. Like, I think people think that, like, when you turn on a camera you don't worry about anything or you don't feel anything, and I have been so anxious lately, and I've been so lonely lately, and I've been yearning for all these things lately, and it's like I want to be transparent with you guys that my channel and my social media accounts are an open dialogue for people to talk about anything that they're going through and anything that they're feeling, like, because I think so many times people are so scared to open up and to show people who they really are, and when they do and they let their guard down, they get hurt, and that's so scary, you know, to come on here with no makeup on and to tell you guys that I'm feeling anxious and that I feel alone and that I'm scared and that I'm worried about things. It's hard because I get lots of hate comments. I get lots of people who don't like me. I get lots of people, and that's cool. You're allowed to have your opinion, but when you put yourself out there and you're vulnerable, it's scary. You know, if you don't know who Brene Brown is, she's amazing. And she studied vulnerability for a very long time. She's a PhD in social work. My mom loves her books. And I'm going to link her TED Talk down below because I watched it and it's like revolutionary. And it talks about how we need to be here and we need to show up. I want you guys to understand that, like, it's hard and it's scary, especially in the wake of things like this when they happen, especially for people who are in the LGBT community. I'm not trying to make this about myself at all, but, you know, especially for people in the LGBT community, after you come out and you're very vulnerable, it's so scary. That is such a scary thought, that it could have happened to you or to anybody, and it's just, it's scary. It's scary to be exposed and to be vulnerable and to put your guard down, because so much of the world has their guard up and they don't want to say anything, and they want everybody to look at them and think that their whole life is just planned out and it's perfect, and it's not. We all have behind the scenes that we're not proud of. We have things that, whether it be something that you're struggling with or something that you're doing or whatever, it's something that you're not proud of, and that's okay. You know, it's okay to not be perfect all the time. It's okay to be scared sometimes, to be worried. It is the human experience to experience all kinds of emotions, all different things, you know, sadness, scare. If you didn't feel those things, you know, when I went through depression, I missed that. I missed those feelings of emotions, because you don't feel them. When you're depressed, it's very numb. I mean, you feel sad, but it's not sadness in a way that you can explain. It's just like numbness, and you don't feel excited about anything anymore, and you're tired. And without those emotions, without feeling those things, and without telling other people that's what makes us human. That's literally what makes us human. The reason animals, the things that, I mean, technically humans are animals, but deciphering us between animals and humans as if there was a different thing, but besides species, we are able to fully communicate our emotions. We're able to connect in a bond in a way that's very, very personal. And if you miss out on that, it's just, what's the point? And recently, I've been thinking about getting tattoos, which I'm not endorsing. If you're underage, you know, always think about it. I don't have any yet, but I've been thinking about some. And so there's this thing that's been prevailing in my life over the past, I'd say about 6 months or so. I have been followed around by this idea of light. You know how people feel like things are following them around? I don't know, it may sound superstitious, but it makes sense. Basically, there's been all these signs that have been following me about talking about being the light in darkness. And it's just been weird. I've heard it like 10 or 20 times over the past 6 months. Like, it's been following me. I don't understand what it is. One time I had one of my friends just randomly text me something about that. I had it randomly pop up on Twitter. Like, it's just been everywhere. And so I've been thinking about tattoos, and I've been wanting to get this one of a light bulb, and it's like a light bulb, one of the older light bulbs. And I've been feeling like after this happened, and after I've been feeling this way and been doing these things, and I had to make that big monumental decision about, you know, taking a gap year and not going to college right now, I want to get that tattoo, because I feel like there's been so much darkness, whether it be in the world or in my life or how I feel, and I need just that light, you know. And I think that that's a present and perfect reminder of, like, there is always some shining light on a hill. There is always some beacon of light anywhere, wherever it may be, we can find it, you know. In the wake of this tragedy, it was really with people donating blood and people wanting to help the victims and raising money and rallying behind them and trying to pass laws to help this, or trying to call their state representatives for answers, you know. There is always something, you know. And even in the darkest hours like this one, there is always something, some kind of light out there, and I always want to feel that way. And so my Instagram bio says right now, just trying to shine some light. And so I don't know, it's just been so weird, and I feel like there's something that's gonna happen this year pertaining to that. But I don't know, I just wanted to make this video and tell you guys that I love you, and that I think that we can all be a little bit more transparent about things, and that this is my skin. This is how I look. I'm not being deceptive. I'm not trying to deceive you guys into thinking that I look one way and that I'm something that I'm not, because this is who I am. I'm not sure what this was. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, thank you. And I will see you back here later.